Good morning, everyone. This is Rebecca Warrington from rjmindbody.com. Welcome to our Sunrise Yoga. Today we're going to be doing lots of stretches and a little bit of a flow. I'm going to go through probably about two sun salutations to get you up and start to kind of prepare you for the day. Sun salutations these are old and ancient sequences, probably a few little things added on over the years. But the monks used to prepare their day, and their day started around 4 o'clock in the morning by doing some stretches. Yoga, that's where yoga came from, hatha yoga. But sun salutations, they would salute to the sun. We're talking about flexibility, we're talking about our balance, but what we're going to do is we're going to use our breath to help us go work through our flows. So we're going to breathe and we're going to move, and then we're going to inhale and move, and then exhale and go through the flow. What we're going to concentrate on today of the three things that I talked about, I've been talking about, is the fascia, which we're concentrating on not the muscles as much, the muscle stretching the muscles, because those can stretch for quite easily. It's the fascia that's wrapped around it. And in order to make a long-term changes in your flexibility, you really need to stretch and breathe in, and then stretch and breathe out, and then it comes back, and then slowly, eventually, it starts to pull apart from its original shape, or the shape it's been in for quite a while. But it takes time and patience. And that means we have to breathe, we have to use our breath to help us go deeper into the stretches. We also talked about the stretch reflex, which is all part of that. If you force yourself into a stretch very quickly, your body, the muscles reflex, and they actually tense. What we don't want that to happen. We want to ease ourselves into things. Okay, so we're going to actually start on our backs today. If you have your strap or scarf, please have it near you. You don't necessarily need it. It's not absolutely necessary, but we're going to lay on our backs and just place the feet flat on the ground with the knees pointing up towards the ceiling. And let's take a few breaths in and out with our hands on our rib cage. Allow the middle fingers to touch. And once they touch, when you inhale, those fingers will pull apart if you're breathing into the rib cage. If they don't worry about it. It's something to use as a guide. It means that you might not be breathing into the rib cage. You're probably breathing lower into the belly or the chest. So just it's not essential, but just take your time and just see what happens here. Simply taking deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Beginning to relax the nervous system. And then release the hands from your rib cage, reach the arms back behind you, and then extend your legs away from you. Stretch out. Feel that wonderful stretch through the back of your body, through the front. And then take your feet and walk them over to the left side together, squeezing them together, and take your right leg and cross it over your left. And then arms follow the same shape to the left, and you could wrap your left thumb and index finger around your right wrist, creating a little crescent shape or C shape with your body. And use your breath here, breathing in and out. Relax the shoulders. And then inhaling, coming back to your straight posture and reach the arms away and the legs away. Take a breath in, arching your lower back. And then now bring your legs over to the right and cross your left leg over. Take your right hand, wrap it around your left wrist, and the arms are reaching to the right as in the same direction as the legs. And let's take a few breaths here. Feeling in. Using that breath to guide you through the stretch. If with the inhalation, that's just in a way the preparatory breath, part of the breath, and the exhalation is where you deepen the stretch. Bring the legs back long again towards the center. Reach the arms away. And we're going to do a few, let's hug the knees and the chest first. Let's do some rocks and rolls on our backs, massaging that spine. Let's place the left foot down on the ground. Let's hug your right knee into your chest. So this is where the strap might come in handy for you. You could place the strap on the ball mound of your right foot and then straighten your right leg. Or your hands are on your legs. Inhaling, bending. You might have the strap in your hand and then straighten. Use your inhalation to bend. And your left leg, you can extend your left leg if you want a little bit extra, and then straighten that. Use the exhalation to straighten. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, you think about the breath here, inhaling. And use your exhalation to straighten and stretch. And let's hold this stretch. And take your toes, draw them towards your shins and your heels up to the ceiling. And go breathe in and feel that tightness, maybe soreness. And then re-hug your right knee into your chest and place that right foot back on the ground with the knee pointing up and bring that left leg in next to the right. Let's just do a few little rocks and rolls with the windshield wiper legs. Open the feet as wide as the mat and just rock the knees from side to side. Working on targeting the hip joint here. So breathing in and out. And every time you breathe out, the knees drop to one side and you take the exhale completely. And then use the inhalation to bring the knees back up. And let's come back to center with the knees pointing up. And let's now either strap up that left leg or bring the hug, or use your hands and hug that left knee into your chest. And if you wish, you can extend that right leg and take an inhale. And as you exhale, straighten that left leg. Using that exhalation to help stretch. Inhaling, bending. And exhaling, straightening. Inhaling, bending. And exhaling, straightening. And let's just do that one more time. Pay attention this time, not to the breath and how it works with the stretch. Inhaling, and then when you exhale, straighten. And hold. As you lift your left leg up, draw your heel up towards the ceiling, the left heel, and the toes down, activating the back of the leg, just adding a little extra to your calves and Achilles tendon. And use your breath here, breathing in. And as you breathe out, you might pull the leg a little bit closer. Follow the breath. And then slowly re-hug your left knee into your chest and place both feet next to one another. And let's do just few little rocks, windshield wiper legs, loosening up the hips, maybe going a little bit deeper. Flexibility in the hips, mobility of those hip joints. And then come back to knees pointing up and extend those legs away from you. Straighten those legs. Now you can do this either with the legs, feet flat on the ground, or with the legs straight, with the knees bent. Stretch the arms away from you take a breath in, and as you breathe out, reach the arms up to the ceiling, and then slowly roll up into your seat, into your Dadasana, which is it's a staff pose where you sit up nice and tall, and then exhale all the way down into your forward bend. Breathing in and out. So this is where you might say, I need my strap. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift up into your staff pose, Dadasana, and then lower yourself down. Take your time. Notice if it's difficult or it's easy, whatever, or in between. Inhale, stretch the arms away. And then exhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. And then exhale, roll up. You might need assistance. Lift up, nice and tall first, and then exhale down. Holding this stretch for 3 breaths, using your inhalation to tense and lift up slightly, and use your exhalation to go deeper into the stretch. Inhaling and exhaling. And then take a breath in and lift up nice and tall back into your staff pose, and then reach your arms up, and then bring your legs in towards you, hug the knees into your chest, wrap the arms around your shins, drop your chin towards your chest. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, let's cross the ankles, come into our all 4 position. Slide the feet towards the back of the mat. Wrists under shoulders, knees are under hips. Let's do a few little cats and cows. Take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, dome your middle back, tuck your tailbone, and inhale, float into your cow stretch, sorry. Tilting the tailbone up. And then exhaling, rounding into the cat. And inhaling into your cow. So we're going between these two. Being fully conscious of your breath and movement as opposed to going into autopilot. Because this is something we do all the time in yoga, the cats and cows. So you might find yourself beginning to think about other things. Pay attention to all the subtleties of this pose. Try and go a little bit deeper today. Maybe also you're quite sore from yesterday. Or you might not be. And then take an inhale. Come back to your neutral spine. Open the knees wide, big toes touching. Sit back to your heels. And let your elbows rest on the ground. Let's take a few deep breaths in your child's pose, forehead touching the ground, or on your hands or on a block. Breathing in. And breathing out. Let's inhale into our tabletop, and let's bring those knees under our hips again and curl the toes under and exhale, downward dog. Knees either straight or bent. Straight meaning there's a slight softness to the knees. Lift your tailbone up towards the sky. Drop your head peeking through those legs. If you like to bend and straighten, pedaling those feet, then bend and straight. Using the breath, following the breath. Every time you bend a knee, you exhale. And you go a little bit deeper into that straight leg. That's you're stretching into. And every time you inhale, both legs come back to their neutral position. And then let's come back to stillness, pressing the heels towards the ground, and bring your feet together. We're going to do a little bit of a core work here. Slide your hands a little further forward, just a little bit. And then I want you to lean forward into that, what I call a cow dog. Lift your tailbone up, lift your heart. Legs squeezing in towards each other. And then exhale, press back into your downward dog. You can do this on your hands and knees if you need to, if this is way too much for you. Inhaling, lifting. What you want to do is rock until your shoulders and wrists are in line. Lift your tailbone up, and then exhaling back. Inhaling forward. And you kind of stop at a certain point, and then you exhale, downward dog. And that's this time, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, walk your feet towards your hands. Coming up to the front of your mat, and folding over into your forward bend. Let yourself hang here for a moment, whatever feels good for you, opposite hand to opposite elbow, or hands draping down on the ground. Possibly sways from side to side. Breathing in and breathing out. Shake your head no, and shake your head yes. And then release the hands from the elbows. Let's sweep the arms up, out to the sides, all the way up to standing. Inhale, reach the arms up. We're going to go through a sun salutation. Reach the arms back. And then exhale, float the arms out to the sides. Forward fold. Let's do a few just half sun salutations first. Inhale, hands pressing into your shins, lifting up halfway. Exhaling, forward fold. And inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. So take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press into the shins halfway. So there's a tensing, and then there's an exhale, releasing, forward bend. And then in an inhale, lifting up, opening up, and exhaling, hands to heart. This time we move on. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back, downward dog. Take a few breaths here. Inhaling. And exhaling. Pressing the tailbone up to the ceiling. Pressing the heels towards the ground. Hands, all 10 fingers pushing into the ground. Then take an inhale into your plank. So knees down or up here. You can always place the knees down. And hold. And as you hold here, there's a breath in and an out and out. So you're calming that nervous system, bringing it to a state of homeostasis or equilibrium. Now hinge forward and then lower yourself down onto your belly. Keep your hands either where they are or slide them a little further forward or on your elbows, and inhale into your cobra. Breathing in, pressing those big toes into the ground, lifting your heart forward. Take an inhale and exhale, lower down. Slide your hands next to your chest, and then press up through your plank into your downward dog. Take a few breaths here, 2 deep breaths here, breathing in and breathing out. So this might be where you say, I need a child's pose for a moment. Perfectly fine. Inhale and exhale. Take an inhale, look forward, either walk or you can jump forward if you'd like. Exhale, forward fold. Release. Inhale, slide the hands up the shins. Take a deep breath in and then exhale, forward fold. Then inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, halfway, tense. Exhale, step back, downward dog, release. Inhale, plank. There's science behind this whole thing. Exhale, hinge forward, lower down. Inhale into your cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Let's hold our downward dog. 2 breaths here. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, walk or jump forward to the front of the mat and exhale. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, hands to heart. Take a moment here, a pause. 2 breaths. This is called sun salutation A. So there's different kinds of sun salutations. Inhale, we're just going to do the A today. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press into the shins halfway. And then exhale, step back, downward dog. This time, inhale, plank. The tensing of the body, right? You need the inhale. Then you exhale, lower down, releasing towards the ground. Then inhale into your cobra. And then exhale, downward dog. Then looking forward, take an inhale and exhale, step or jump forward to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold, and inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Take 2 breaths here. Calming the nervous system down. Feeling in. Get your heart rate up. So think about what the monks did. They would get themselves prepared for their hours of sitting meditation. So let's release the hands down. We're going to do our balance, go into our tree. Wherever you might need to position yourself, we're going to start with the right foot on the left ankle, hands back to your heart. And then decide where that foot's going. Anywhere but the knee joint. First, get yourself situated before you go right into your balance. Especially in an early morning class. It's a little bit harder. And maybe reach the arms up. You can always put your finger on a wall, on a chair. Squeeze those bottom cheeks. And we're going to hold a little bit longer here. Now, those that find this as easy peasy, you can take your right arm on that right thigh. That's only those that find that just standing in a regular tree pose is too easy. Then lean towards that right leg. And just looking towards a spot and evening the breath out. Just a little extra. We're all this. I've heard some really good things about people's balances, and then let that foot down. Let's do a few little figure eights, loosening up those hips, but also the ankles, because those ankles really bear a lot of the weight of your balances. But we don't want it all to be dumped onto our ankles. That's where the core is so important. Then come back, hip distance apart. Take your left foot on the right ankle. Hands to heart. And then find your spot on your leg that's just right for you. And it might not be all the way up inside yet. And then press your bottom cheeks. Notice as soon as you engage those, you can balance and then reach the arms up or one hand on something. And then breathe in. And soften the face, soften the shoulders. We don't need the tension in our face or our shoulders for this at all. And if you want a little extra, if you find that easy, you can always place that left hand on the left thigh and reach over towards that left knee. Just for those who find trees pretty easy. And just soften. Shoulders, face. Enjoy this. I know the ankle is like going, whoa, and then bring your hands to your heart and lower down. So working these ankles, strengthening these ankles. Let's do a few more little figure eights. Maybe incorporate your shoulders. And let's actually take the hands on the hips and let's start to circle around. Doesn't matter which direction you're in. Let your head follow the circle. Shoulders relaxed. And let's go in the other direction, loosening up your spine. Now from here, come back nice and tall. Bring the feet hip distance apart. Reach the arms up, and I want you to test your flexibility, keeping your legs straight. See where you're at. Take a few breaths here. This is not the place you hold your breath. Just let it flow in and out. Find the exhalation. You can go a touch deeper. You allow, all of a sudden, there's a little bit of extra space that you find through the breath, and you can go deeper. And then let's open the feet as wide as the mat. And then come down into your squat. So whatever squat is your squat. You pick the squat of your choice. And let's test our hip mobility. And if you find this quite easy, you could do some sways from side to side. You can place one hand down on the ground and the other arm can reach up and you can twist. Those are just if that is quite easy for you. And then just switch the arms and reach the arm up and twist. And then reach down. And wherever you are in your squat, place the fingers on the ground, and I want you to lift your heart into the cow shape. And then exhale round, bring your chin towards your chest, dome your middle back. And then inhale, lift. And then one more time, exhale, chin to chest. And then let's straighten the legs. Heel toeing the feet until they're hip distance apart. And just let yourself stretch here. Feeling the relief after we have squatted. Unless it's your regular, you do your squatter on a regular basis, it's quite strenuous. Now we're going to come into our easy seat, cross-legged seat. And in our cross-legged seat, let's just take our shoulders, roll them back. Notice if you're finding that you're also much taller, you're feeling a little bit more confident, a little bit more taller, all the wonderful things that comes with, with these stretches. Reach the arms forward and open the arms out to the side. And spin the palms until they are facing behind you. And press the palms into an imaginary wall and peel open your chest. And then bring the arms back down, sweep the arms up and around. So a few little circles to loosen up those shoulders. This is an ongoing practice. Improving your flexibility. Let's go in the other direction with the arms. Ongoing. You can do this for life. This is a lifelong, this is a lifestyle. That's what's so good about yoga. It becomes part of your life. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Just take a moment and check in with yourself. How am I feeling? Just sitting in silence. Let the breath just return to its natural rhythm. And taking also a moment to express gratitude towards yourself for taking this time out of your day and taking care of yourself. Taking this time to improve your physical self, but also your mental and emotional and spiritual. So have a wonderful rest of the day. Namaste, everyone. I will see you soon. This is Rebecca Warrington from rjmindbody.com.